Hey there, my name's Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast.
An astronaut appeared suddenly and then left.
The volcano's going off, and he's like, "I'll fight the lava."
I sent the picture to the Discord chat just now for everybody in the live stream, and I'll put it on screen for those listening to the podcast. This is a photo that was taken back in, what was the year?
1964.
So a father, his name is Jim Templeton, took this photo of his daughter. Anyone who's seen the photo here has probably immediately noticed the spaceman or something standing behind Elizabeth.
I just kind of thought that was like part of like a head dress.
No. That's a guy.
So Jim Templeton got the picture developed, and the chemist came back and was like, "Hey, there was somebody in the background of your photo." And he's like, "What? No, there wasn't. We were the only ones there that day." And sure enough, you see like this guy, white suit, maybe a space helmet. Looks like one of those old Lego space helmets from like the Lego Mars sets.
So this was like literally a few years after they used to smack people with rocks when they were covered in powder, like what they do in the crudes.
What?
What are you talking about? What?
They smack people with rocks?
Yeah, you don't remember that part of the movie?
I haven't seen the crudes in years, dude.
A media frenzy ensued because all of the UFO community was like, "Oh, spaceman! Oh, you got a picture of an alien, or like some time traveler, or transdimensionalist, something." So yeah, it was picked up by newspapers and ran. I mean, this was just supposed to be like an innocent, just a picture of this guy's daughter, and he doesn't know what was in the background. He's maintained until his death in, I think, 2011. He maintained he had no idea that anything was there. He didn't see anything. So just odd. And there are a bunch of like proposed explanations for how it could have happened. Maybe like it was the reflection of somebody else because the lenses worked differently or something. But XCIX says in the Discord, it's definitely a spaceman. And I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
I really like the idea of a random astronaut just like temporarily appearing for half a second and just blipping into existence when you take a photo and then leaving. Either that or maybe he was just invisible.
The father, Jim Templeton, was interviewed. I'm just reading straight from a BBC article here. It says, "It got weirder and weirder. Then came a visit from two men in black who asked to be taken to the spot where the image was taken and referred to each other only as number 9 and number 11. There's no way that happened.
That's probably some sort of bit that someone had done. I really, really personally think that's just his wife standing behind his daughter and that we're just looking at her from the back. Personally think that's what's going on, because if we're looking at the space guy from the front, he's at like a really weird angle.
Well, he looks like he's posing for the camera. Like he's got his arm on his hip.
Yeah, like he's like standing there. Like it's something, I don't know. Again, you can't really prove it at all. The picture is definitely not faked. Like it's not photoshopped.
Yeah, I think somebody else has proposed the same thing. Dr. Clark. I don't know who he is. He's obviously seems to be somebody who knows what he's talking about when it comes to photos. He said, I think for some reason his wife walked into the shot and he didn't see her because with that particular make of camera, you could only see 70% of what was in the shot through the viewfinder. And the exposure made her blue dress look white.
But I feel like the wife would have said that. It would have been like, oh yeah, like...
Yeah.
So apparently they were doing a launch in South Australia, and they had to abandon it because they said there were two large men that they saw on the firing range, I guess, and they didn't know who they were. According to Templeton, technicians later saw his photograph and said they looked exactly the same as the figures that they saw on the launch site.
The goofy part of this is that, like, even if we're going to say for sure something paranormal happened here, what even happened?
That's
like an alien touched down just for a second and was like, "Oh, shoot, wrong coordinates," and then teleported away.
And then what happened? That's the biggest question here, is like, assuming that this is something going on. There's either an invisible guy in a spacesuit running around England, or there's an alien. Also, you can see if you scroll further down the wiki as well, there's another photo taken of the same day that shows his daughter and his wife. if you see what his wife, I mean, she's also kind of out of frame, but if you see how she's dressed, it is the exact same colors. Like, frankly, I think it is almost definitive that that is just his wife standing behind the kid.
It does really look like a helmet, but I can
Yeah.
see how maybe that white above the gold looking part is just like her hair reflecting.
I think that's
sun.
all that is. That it looks helmet-ish, but I really think that that's just she's standing facing the other way. She's got her arm out to the side, and then that's
But
just her
her
hair.
back is built. Those lats,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the back of somebody's body,
I was
That's
thinking the
pretty-
same thing.
Maybe.
legend says that if you give steroids to your wife at 4 a.m., the spaceman will appear.
Matthew, you said you saw a
don't
picture of that was taken the same
Yeah,
day.
if you scroll down the wiki, you can see like half of his wife. She's like very much out of frame. But
Yeah.
she's still just color wise, it's still the same exact colors. Like,
I can see how that would happen, but I feel like the hair would still have showed up like a darker color, and like there's still an obvious color difference between the arms and the dress. Like,
but she's also not in focus. at
no,
all.
I see that. I
This
see
is
that.
an
Yeah.
old camera from the 60s. She's out of focus.
So there's the Black Knight satellite, and then there's the White Knight. And
Yeah, this is it right here. This is the opposite of that. Dude, the Black Knight
They
satellite
fight.
was such a weird. Yeah,
they
they fight.
fight.
Yeah, I believe it.
Also, they don't like they exist simply for the sake of fighting each other. There's no like culture of these aliens.
They're like
nothing.
necessary opposites, the physical
Yes.
manifestation of two opposing concepts.
Yeah,
Yep.
they both.
They're
It's
like
like
Dio and
chess, like,
JoJo.
It's like chess.
Dude, it's just funny to me how many people really put a lot of stock into this and a lot of value to it. And at the end of the day, let's say, like hypothetically, let's just acknowledge what happened, treat it as if it's real, and say an astronaut appeared suddenly and then left, or that there was just an astronaut there that day.
Well,
what does this do for me? Like that's
That's about
my
all we
favorite
got.
thing. I love this topic because it just at the end of the day, like a lot of other cryptid stories and stuff, there's multiple sightings and it plays into some sort of like, oh, and then it did this and it tried to kill this guy or it tried to do this or that. And this one is there.
Yeah.
It might have been there, it might not. Maybe.
The Solway Space Mom.
Do we know that it's a spaceman and not like he's wearing that could easily pass for like a motorcycle helmet too. He could have just been some
The
guy.
Solway motorcyclist
Yeah,
is a
he
lot
could have
less
been a bike.
entertaining than the.
That could be more entertaining. Honestly, guy on a motorcycle is going so fast he only appears for like little flashes, just like
The spaceman
Yeah.
isn't just behind Annie or Elizabeth. It's behind all of you right now.
yep.
James Miller. He's known for a lot of things. The Fan Man became his
Ooh,
title.
Okay.
He was a paraglider. He loved paragliding. We'll just start from the very beginning. He was born in Maryland, your guys' home state. He had 3 younger brothers, 2 younger sisters, moved to the Canada-United States border eventually.
Wait, how close was he to us?
I don't know. It just says he moved to a country home near the border. So I don't know.
I mean, it looks like he was born in Havre Grace. So
No, but
that's
I mean,
in Maryland.
Where
That's
was he
not
in
far
near
from-
Canada? Like,
Oh.
I don't know, but they relocated to Alaska pretty quick, so
So
okay,
not on this side then.
yeah, probably not. So he earned an associate degree in computer programming at a university in Alaska. And then in the late 80s, he moves to Las Vegas and sees paragliders for the first time and is like, dang,
know
forget
what
computer
I'm doing."
programming. that is what I'm doing.
Fair enough. All right. Can't
He
fault him for that.
quickly became a paragliding enthusiast. He started with a jetpack tied to his back, moved up to 2-cycle aircraft engines, and
Dude.
began setting power gliding records for altitude and distance. So he wasn't just doing this as a hobby. He was pretty dedicated to his art.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then comes the Fan Man incident.
The Fan Man fight.
November 6th, 1993. This is 9 years before he died. Shoot.
Yeah.
How old was he at this point?
Oh, good question.
1963. So he was 30. He was 30.
30 years old.
Yeah.
This is like peak midlife crisis time, which may explain his next actions. A heavyweight title fight between Riddick Bowie and Evander Holyfield. Might not be how you pronounce their names. Don't know. They were fighting. There was a big boxing match.
Evander Holyfield is the guy that got his ear bitten off by Mike Tyson. Just so
Oh, really?
yeah, that's that guy.
Oh,
That's
sick.
I don't know who the other
I
guy
mean, he's
is.
done
but
more than just that.
I think
but-
Caesar's Palace is. Oh, okay. That's in Las Vegas.
Was
Okay.
this like pre-Peter in the Garden of Gethsemane, or was this post ear?
Pre or post ear incident? This would have been pre-ear incident.
Okay, so we have a fully eared up Holyfield, and Miller is already up in the air. He's flying around, and he looks down and he sees that this boxing match is going on. So he decides, I'm going to get on TV. So he flies into the side of the ring arena during the 2nd minute of the 7th round of the fight. He got tangled in the overhead lights and basically just crashed into this fight. He landed on the top rope of the ring with his parachute tangled.
God, dude, that's risky, man. That could have been bad. I gotta say that. Holy, okay.
So imagine you're watching this fight, you're in the stands, suddenly Fan Man just absolutely bombs.
Yeah, just crashes into the ring. Yeah, apparently after he landed, everybody just immediately started beating him up. That was apparently knocked out, taken to a hospital, and all the spectators cut up his paraglider into pieces.
Yikes.
These people ate him alive.
They bit off his ear.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was crazy. I like this joke he dropped where he says it was a heavyweight fight and I was the only guy who got knocked out.
Yeah, you don't want to do this at a boxing match. Boxing crowds, like WWE is one thing where everybody's kind of there for the bit. But boxing is like the real deal, and boxing fans I feel like they don't have a lot of chill compared to
it's
golf
crazy
fans.
to me that they didn't even know who this guy was or what he was doing. It's just a dude fell from the sky and we're gonna kill him.
We're gonna murder him now.
Crazy.
I mean, how do they know this was not part of the thing? This literally is something we would discuss with Sushi for WWE drama.
Oh yeah, this should have come up.
Now, I don't think we should have. I mean, we didn't need to save it for that, but this is that type of thing now.
Also, thank you, Sawyer, for dropping the Gibby gif in the Discord chat. That's incredible. The funny thing is, though, so he said that this was an accident and oh man, I'm so sorry that I crashed into this boxing match, guys. Did not mean to do that. Learned my lesson. But he did this multiple other times. He would crash into places or buzz places. And he always claimed that when he crashed, it was an accident. It looks like he fell into multiple boxing matches, football games, and even Buckingham Palace.
Dude, what? Wait, yeah, hold on. February 5th, 1994, he was seen paragliding around over London, landing on top of Buckingham Palace. And then he took his pants off and revealed that he was completely green. He was just painted green from the waist down, apparently.
Was that a political statement?
He says that there was no explanation. Although he was fined £200, deported and banned from the UK for life.
This is my favorite comment I think we've gotten this entire live stream. Brennan said getting deported from England is low-key pretty nice.
Yeah.
Which
I can't fault him for that, actually.
Can't fault him for that.
Real.
Oh, so this wasn't even just one Fan Man incident.
No, he has multiple. That's one that got filmed. It seems like this was the first incident, and then ever since this, he just
he got addicted to the thrill.
Yeah, he needed to do this again and again, and just landed on everywhere.
So he did a football game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he kept getting punished for this. Do you think that after he got knocked out of the boxing match, he got a, what do you call it? A humiliation thing where he couldn't resist making a fool of himself, which is why he took off his pants on top of Buckingham Palace?
Yeah, I think it looks like
it's really bizarre.
According to his younger brother, who said later when asked about why he did the stunts, he just said he was basically bucking society. So it sounds like this guy was really just doing his own thing.
He's going Joker mode.
Yeah, just because it was funny.
He gave inconsistent answers though, because he later claimed that he intentionally landed in the ring to break up the boxing match because he was opposed to violence.
I think this guy was just goofing. I think he was just kind of just trolling people all around. From what I'm looking at, he took his own life. Unfortunately,
really?
It looks like he ultimately got coronary artery disease, and the doctors said that he could never fly or do anything. They wouldn't even let him go hiking, and apparently he couldn't pay off his medical bills, and so he closed his business and killed himself.
Wow.
Which is really unfortunate. That is a
This is-
terrible ending for a
Oh.
really exciting person.
So he went on like this remote trail and committed suicide in like a very remote area, probably hoping
Yeah.
that nobody would ever find his body or it wouldn't be discovered for years. But it was found just a little bit before his pregnant girlfriend gave birth to their first child. So like he was
Aw.
about to be a dad,
That's
which is
terrible. That's
super sad.
terrible.
This reminds me of Lawn Chair Larry. He was another guy that was like obsessed with
Oh,
flying,
yeah.
built a lawn chair with balloons, like went for a couple flights, and then committed suicide in a remote wilderness area,
Yeah.
which is
Man,
a
that's
strange
sad.
connection.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
That really sucks. That is kind of odd.
Wild. Yeah, why does all deep lore have to end in tragedy? I don't know,
I
Luke
feel like
Gibbons. I'm sorry.
every topic ends in something sad. It makes me sad, man.
Hi, Jesse again. Hope you're enjoying the lore so far. Here's the thing, all the podcasts that I listen to and really enjoy, I didn't just stumble upon them. A friend recommended them to me, and that's how I started listening. So if you've got a friend who's a non-reptilian, they don't blink sideways or hiss or anything, send them this podcast. Just send them the link to this episode with no context, and we'll just see what happens. Thanks for being a part of what makes this podcast grow, and thanks for listening. Here's the rest of the episode.
Oh, let's talk about the year without a summer, actually.
Oh, yeah,
That could
tell me
fit
about that.
in.
I don't know
Yeah, that could
anything
fit in
about
kinda
that.
well. 1816, okay.
Diving right into it here.
What do you think you would be doing in 1816? I want y'all to tell me.
1816?
Yeah, what are y'all doing?
Probably going to move to San Francisco. Gold rush business. I know 1849 is a long ways away, but I'm going to be an early pioneer.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
I'm going to really botch selling rice and then
Nice.
try to reform the United States government. Jackson, what would you be doing in 1816?
I was about to say fighting in the War of 1812, but that wouldn't make any sense. So
Yeah, that's
You'd be a little late.
hate to break it to you, but by
Maybe
the
you
time
could
you
fight
get
in the
there,
War of 1816.
Yeah.
now, how long did the War of 1812 last, though? Because I feel
I
like
thought it
it's-
ended in 1814, right?
Wouldn't it then be the War of 1812 to 1814? What were some significant events that happened in 1816?
Well, let me tell you, something big happened in 1816. A volcano, Mount Tambora, it went off. This was one of the largest eruptions in modern history. Normally, volcanoes, they go off and you would just think, yeah, whatever, not really doing anything, there it goes. Maybe a few people on the island notice and some people on distant islands would have found out. No. This totally ruined the planet. And
this one volcano?
This volcano was so ridiculously powerful. Global temperatures decreased by almost an entire degree in Fahrenheit, which might not sound like a lot, but I promise you that's a lot. This was
it messes with things on a
coldest
global scale.
year on record since 1766 and remains so. It was bad. It was very, very bad.
Jeez, I've never heard of this.
Yes, no, it brought about a volcanic winter. That the volcano actually erupted in 1815, but 1816 there was
when
just
the
so much. Yeah, basically the volcanic ash totally blocked out sunlight and just clouded over the atmosphere, blocked out the ability for the sun to actually reach the earth, and ultimately led to a year literally without a summer. It was winter.
Oh, and they
all
couldn't
year
grow
through.
food.
Yeah, so people starved. There were mass famines, which ultimately across Europe led to mass riots and a bunch of stuff going on. This was a really bad time too, because Europe just had Napoleon doing his whole thing.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, now they have no summer. And it
now
was
there's
just
nothing we can do.
So apparently the riots in France during like the year without a summer were worse than any others during the French Revolution.
It was a mess. Even the U.S. Struggled from it. Apparently, it was described as a dry fog, which basically just it was just very dim that year.
They said the explosion of the volcano alone is the worst in recorded history. It wasn't just like it had a lot of ash, like it is like the biggest volcano. They also said that it killed at least around 11,000 people from like directly.
Yeah.
But they don't
Wow.
know
It
because
was
it was such a
bad.
long time ago. But
Wait, what do you mean directly? Like the actual volcanic explosion killed people
yes,
that lived nearby?
Yeah. No, it was a mess. Like this eruption was crazy, and like nobody ever talks about it. Like people know like Krakatoa.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 10,000 to
because,
11,000 deaths, 49,000 to 90,000 from post-eruption famine and epidemic diseases.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, just in the area. That's
No,
Sumbawa,
this was
Lombok,
a
and Bali.
massive scale disaster, described by a historian here, John D. Post, as the last great subsistence crisis in the Western world, which is
Yikes.
such a great way to put it. Holy, that is elegant.
So it affected the monsoon season in China, and there were a lot of floods in the Yangtze Valley. Summer snowfalls or otherwise mixed precipitation was reported in various locations in China. In Taiwan, snow and frost was reported. I guess this must have been during the summer. Lots of bad stuff in Europe and even in North America, too.
Yeah, they had like frost in the summer months. Like they couldn't grow food, like it was still snowing. It never stopped. And like how do you prepare for that? Especially 200 years ago, like they did not have that kind of stockpile of food. Like they couldn't.
No, yeah, it was
like,
not easy.
It was bad.
Did they have canned food then?
I think they didn't have like lead cans. I know they did lead canning for a while.
Oh, by the way, did you guys know that cans were around for like 50 years before the can opener was invented? Like people were just busting them open with like hammers and yeah, you would get like a screwdriver or something and like pound it in and then cut around. But we lived for so long without the can opener.
I really thought you were gonna say that like the can opener was invented, and then finally people were like, "Man, now I can finally eat all this food I've had on my shelf." Like
they were canning food for all this time.
Yeah, they were just like canning it. Like,
man,
we'll get to it someday.
I wish I could get into this can of beans.
God, that would go crazy.
We have like a super complex bottle opener. It ain't no normal bottle opener. It's like
it's a
I don't even know.
super
It looks like
bottle
something out of like Doctor Who.
I actually don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
Okay, actually, I'm going to do another reference here. You know that scene in Avengers when they have to take out the guy's eyeball in Germany, like Hawkeye, to open the portal or something?
You mean when Loki like sticks that thing in the guy's eye and scans his retina and then opens the whatever?
Yeah. Well, basically that thing that he's using, that's like what our bottle opener is. Like it's just like, what even is this?
That was not somehow you picked a mainstream film and your Jackson reference was still a long shot for me to like picture. Like I don't remember what that thing looks like.
If you need a bottle opened at our place, you're on your own.
You're on your own, man. Figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to Year Without a Summer.
So yeah, sorry for my can tangent there. I had to get that in.
No, I mean, this was a global disaster. Like, I really can't understate this. And it's crazy that we just never mention this in history books because it very much happened.
I've never heard of this.
And like, apparently in Maryland, they had blue and yellow snowfall in April and May from volcanic ash. Although I will say, and this is for some reason linked on the wiki, I guess it's from a year later, really nice painting.
Oh yeah, some really cool paintings came out of this.
Yeah.
Monk by the Sea and Two Men by the Sea.
Send those over. Really nice, dude.
This one here is literally me. The Monk by the Sea.
Yeah, he's literally me right now.
This is me waiting for Gyat Almighty to come out.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, if you think about it, this was just 200 years ago. And it's not as if that's like a long time, historically speaking.
No, this kind of thing, that's something with volcanoes. I mean, they're monitored pretty closely. And I get USGS notifications on my phone. Like, they just come in all the time. Like, I am constantly tracking
you get like
major
Amber
volcano.
Alerts for volcanoes?
Yeah, that's what, even when there's not a problem, it'll just say like, you know, here's your weekly update on like Kilauea or something, and I'll just read and see what's going on with it and see what they're doing. Like, it's just fun to me. Yeah, we'll know in advance if something goes. Like, they're very well monitored, but that doesn't mean like just because we know in advance, it doesn't mean we can like stop it. Like, if a volcano is gonna go, it's gonna go. Like, there's nothing you can do to make it stop. So like,
yeah,
this is the kind of thing like this could happen.
Another obscure
anytime,
reference here. There was this idiot in an episode of Rescue Heroes who was like,
oh no, not Rescue Heroes,
that was a good show. What do you mean?
Masterpiece. But he was like, they were like, you gotta leave, like the volcano's going off, and he's like, oh fight the lava. And then he takes a broom and starts whacking the lava with a broom.
Man.
I am about to be flung into the deepest recesses of nostalgia right now. I'm looking at this Rescue Heroes episode.
Man, they had the biggest feet, and never mind.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Dude, they
Jackson.
did. It's not
no,
even
they
like
did,
it's not a controversial statement. Wait, okay, can we all, like, on the podcast listen to the sound of Krakatoa erupting together?
I mean, you two can. I've listened to it. So I have this sound like memorized by heart.
I'll just play it.
too.
I'll just play it right now on the podcast.
It's kind of spooky, honestly.
Here goes, guys. ASMR Krakatoa eruption to fall asleep to and study to. I had my headphones turned all the way up.
Yeah, it's loud.
Dadgum.
That's a loud one.
Oh, Krakatoa ASMR. Krakatoa gently whispering in your ear.
Aww.
Our planet is a dangerous place.
Oh yeah, and it's not getting any safer. I hate to say it.
Nope,
That's
not
just
with
geology.
us.
Yeah, not with me here. I'm just telling you.
Not with Matthew.
Not with me around.
You know Krakatoa?
Yep.
Yeah, well, let's just
I'm
say...
even stronger, okay?
Let's just say Krakatoa been real quiet since Matthew spawned in. So we're going to go into the Warsaw Radio Mast. My brother told me about this. I don't know a lot about it, but I remember that in the end it falls over. So, spoilers.
Dude.
That's
really?
what happened. This was, I believe, the tallest structure in the world for a while. It is a radio mast, so basically a giant radio tower in Poland, 2,120 feet tall or 646 meters. Yeah, it was the world's tallest structure, period, from 1974 until it collapsed
Seriously?
in 1991.
Dude.
It was built to broadcast communist propaganda around the entire world, including remotest areas such as Antarctica.
Dude.
Wow, the Polish were popping off back in the 70s.
Can you imagine being the guy in charge of broadcasting stuff from that? Being like, all right, what propaganda we plan today? And you just like blast that?
Yeah.
Holy.
Soy Sauce in our Discord asked how many football fields is that, which is ironic because I know he's Canadian. How many football fields is 2,120 feet? I don't know.
2,120 feet? I'm not just American, I'm from Buffalo, so I always measure things in their tallest building, which is Seneca 1, which is like set apart from the rest of the city a little bit.
Which is not a very tall building, all things considered.
No, but that's like 4 times that height. Like that's
So 4 Seneca 1 towers, 7 football fields. This is about 21 blue whales, roughly.
How many school buses we talking?
I don't know. I was homeschooled. How big was a school bus?
I think there are pictures of it while it was still up, and it's one of those there's
a lot of pictures of it.
What is it? Megaphobic, megalithic. It's too big.
Or something. Megalovania.
It invokes megalovania for sure. The mast was designed for national pride mainly because of the height of the mast, which made it the tallest structure at the time. Wow, imagine being the communist Polish dudes who built this thing and were like, yeah, we just built the tallest man-made structure in the world, and we're going to blast communist propaganda. For all the communist bros across the world. One day everybody's going to be into it. They're going to remember us.
Can't lie, it kind of goes hard, actually.
This is going to be like our temple.
It is also known as the Radio Tower of Babel.
Really?
At least that's what the
I'm not going to lie.
National Catholic Register calls it. I don't know if that's actually
the
the
Catholics
official name.
probably did not like this.
No.
So, problems. That's a section on the wiki. 10 years after the completion of the mast, inspections revealed that there was some issues. The wind was causing some oscillations and some irregularities. Repair work was going to be a problem because it was the tallest structure in the world.
Repainting was started in 1988 but could not be completed because not enough paint was available.
The world did not have enough paint.
This thing is gigantic.
It's huge.
It was still the second highest structure ever built.
I think it's only been beat out by the Burj Khalifa, right?
It's the third largest structure ever built, beat out by the Burj Khalifa and another tower, which is named like one of Elon Musk's kids. Merdeka 118.
Wait, did it have an elevator?
Did it?
No way. Hold on. I'm on the wiki. Go to construction, and then like halfway down, I'm just seeing a sentence that just says the elevator was powered by an internal combustion engine. There's no way this thing had an elevator.
What? A maximum of 3 people could ride up the elevator.
Dude.
What? Yeah, internal combustion
this
engine?
tower had an elevator?
It had an elevator.
There is
Inspection
no
crews
way.
traveled up it once per month to replace light bulbs and watch for cracks in the steel. So, yeah, it probably wasn't an elevator the way we think of one. I'm sure it was just a platform with a couple of chains attached to it that went up.
It was
So
probably
super
very
dangerous.
rudimentary, yeah.
Discord is asking if we can make a radio station that exclusively broadcasts Deep Lore Boys. I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely, dude.
We need to build the new tallest radio station. So an inspection 2 years before it collapsed found that 13 of the strands that were holding it had deteriorated, like the giant cables that kind of stretch diagonally from the ground up to the tower. That's what holds it in place. Like otherwise the wind would knock it down or it would just be too tall and flimsy. So those cables, those guy wires do a lot of work keeping it standing.
Well, apparently we can't have nice things because this fell over. And this makes me sad.
At 1600 hours, August 8th, 1991, catastrophic failure led to the collapse of the mast. Oh, they were replacing one of the guy wires that had busted, and one of the main cables had been replaced by 2 temporary ones, and a gust of wind.
That was all it took, just a little bit of wind.
An ill-placed gust of wind.
If they were replacing these wires, please don't tell me that somebody was on the mast when it fell over. That is haunting.
They said no one died. No one died in this.
Well, the Polish said that. This was a communist propaganda
that's
tower.
true, too.
So
yeah.
We can't know for sure. Yeah, the construction coordinator and the division chief of the company responsible for maintaining them were found liable for it and sentenced to 2.5 years in prison.
Oh, geez. The gust of wind that came through twisted the temporarily unmoored tower, pulling loose the other cables, and then it snapped at half its height. So imagine seeing that from far away.
Yeah.
A mobile crane was destroyed in the collapse. The foreman did not keep a construction log, as it was hard to determine the exact events that led to the catastrophe, because communist engineering is second to none. So there were no problems. So what has happened to this thing since its collapse? It looks like they built another smaller radio tower there. This one cannot broadcast communism to the Arctic Circle, but I think it got decommissioned in 2021 at the end of September. They decommissioned and demolished the tower that was there. So
seriously,
communism isn't doing so well in Poland, I guess, at least not in the radio world.
Yeah, I was going to say, then who's broadcasting the propaganda? If that's not working anymore,
we got to do it.
Yeah, someone make this happen, all right? Get this propaganda out, man. Like,
I honestly think it would be funny to do lizard people propaganda.
Yeah,
just make that like a huge. We bring it up on the podcast all the time, but I love the lizard people conspiracy theory just because it's so
an all-time favorite for me.
It's so dumb.
We've never had a proper episode talking about lizard people because we've never had to. It's just been like a constant theme.
I think we talked about it in episode 3 briefly.
We talked about the LA lizard tunnels.
Yeah. Jackson gives the most like he's pretending to be a person kind of energy.
Yeah. And Jackson has no reply to this either. Like
I do actually have a reply.
Okay.
Actually, I don't really have a reply.
See, that's
confirmed. All right.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Reptilian.
Dude. Jackson, you kind of just got owned there.
I did get owned.
Hey again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. If you did, leave a like, leave a review, subscribe for more episodes, share it with a friend, you know the stuff. Thanks for listening, and I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm going to go post that one on twitter.com.